Hey there, it's Honor Bell back with another episode of The American Approach. If you're tuning in, thanks for kicking off your new year with me. Last month, we covered the basics of the First Amendment. It states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. There is a lot covered in the First Amendment, so I decided to phone a friend who has quite a bit of experience with it. Joining me this month is Steve Airy. Steve is a local pastor of Visionary Ministries. He's the founder and publisher of the Vanderburgh Independent Press, also nicknamed the VIP News. He's also a conservative activist in the community and a 3-time candidate for local political offices. Most known for his mayoral run in 2019 and his fight against the local library using taxpayer dollars to host Drag Queen Story Hour, Steve Airy seeks positive transformation in the Evansville Vanderburgh community through constitutional, conservative, and faith-based influence. To start us off, I asked Steve what inspired him to start the Vanderburgh Independent Press.
Interestingly enough, my involvement came from two prophetic words which were spoken over me. The first, in 2013, said that I would have a voice at City Council. So I started attending City Council meetings just to see what the Lord had in store for me there. While attending, I realized that the church has kind of isolated its influence in our culture, and that we've been losing the battle of discipling the nations while the devil seems to be winning that battle. So a few years later, a second prophetic word came forth. It was a kind of a general word spoke over our small congregation at the time, stating that someone in our group would soon be writing for a newspaper. So very shortly after that meeting, while I was at a city council meeting, I was approached by someone who was upset with local corruption and stuff like that. His name is George Lumley, who asked me if I'd like to start a newspaper with him. So knowing what the Lord had said in those previous prophetic words, I said yes without hesitation, even though I didn't know the first thing about running a newspaper. So we launched the Vanderburgh Independent Press in February of 2016. And about a year and a half later, George resigned, partly due to health issues and partly due to family issues. And he has since passed away. But I have continued publishing the VIP News for what is now approaching 6 years. And we've had some amazing progress, some amazing influence, and some amazing victories in publishing the truth over the course of those few years.
VIP News is a great way to stay updated on uncensored, unslanted current events, which, as we talked about last month, isn't the easiest thing to do. But let's jump to the very beginning of the First Amendment. It says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. All of my loyal American Approach listeners know that the United States was founded on the platform of Christian beliefs and being able to exercise those beliefs without interference of any kind. So, Steve, in your opinion, has that statute been violated?
Congress tends to respect all other religions that are in opposition to Christianity. And ultimately, Congress unequivocally makes laws respecting atheism above all other belief systems. And I don't care what anybody says, belief that there is no God is, in and of itself, a belief system. So if the ACLJ would simply sue the U.S. government for respecting atheism above all other religions, then atheism itself would then be ruled as a religion, and it couldn't be respected above all others. And then we wouldn't have to deal with the constant attack on Christianity through judicial precedent in the name of atheism, through legislation and through U.S. government who uses our very tax dollars to do so. And incidentally, those people groups who attack Christians try to claim that they are the most marginalized, mistreated, and victimized groups on the planet using such claims to gain sympathy and therefore power over us in the process. But this is also a lie. Christians are the most persecuted people group on the planet, to the tune of 300 million Christians are under persecution every single year. But they won't tell you that. They won't tell you that in the news. They won't tell you that in the government, because when the atheists are playing the victim, it gives them power to advance their agenda against us. And then, of course, Congress falls for this deception every time. So, are they respecting an establishment of religion? Absolutely. They're respecting atheism above Christianity. They're respecting atheism even above Islam and Hinduism and so on. So, yeah, they absolutely have been violating that.
Obviously, the past couple of years have been a challenge, to say the least, for the entire country. Between a nationwide shutdown, mandates, and not knowing what information you should or shouldn't believe, we've all been thrown quite a curveball. But what have we as believers been experiencing? Steve, as a pastor, how have you seen believers being affected by the current state of this country?
Well, strangely and unfortunately, most self-proclaimed believers have or practice little to no discernment. They listen to the media more than they listen to the voice of God. I mean, think of it this way. God gave us the Bible. The devil gave us mainstream media. And yet most believers are oblivious to what is in the Bible, but they could tell you what, say, Dr. Fauci has said about an engineered and manufactured virus. But conversely, the believers who actually read the Bible, hear the voice of the Lord, and do their own research, they are ridiculed, isolated, doxxed, and trashed all over the internet as if we are the German Jews in Nazi Germany. And in my opinion, it truly is coming to that if we don't turn off the devil's mass manipulation box and open God's infallible book of truth to do something about it. Also, a strange situation, an unfortunate situation, is we have a tendency to sit back as believers and wait for God to do things, while he's actually put us in position for us to be the ones to do something about it.
Speaking of doing something, the First Amendment also states that every American citizen is born with the right to peaceably assemble. How valuable do you think that right is?
Well, the right to peaceably assemble is invaluable. If the people feel that they're not being heard by the government, the peaceful protest is absolutely necessary. If you take away that right or don't use it, you no longer have freedom, but tyranny, where the people who once had a voice in a nation that was once free would be oppressed unto fear of speaking out against the proverbial big brother. And let me tell you, if people don't start using this right soon, we will lose all of these rights.
I could not agree more. Utilizing your right to peaceably assemble gives your voice an insurmountable weight. When you're dealing with a tyrannical government, it feels like it's the only truly guaranteed way to make your voice heard. That's why it is so important to use it. To finish up, Steve, can you tell listeners how they can learn more about the Vanderburgh Independent Press?
Well, you can find us at vipnews.online. We have another website that links to the same spot, is theofficialvipnews.com. You can find us also on Facebook at facebook.com/thevipnews. You can even contact us through email at vipnewsroom@zoho.com. That's zoho.com. Or you can even snail mail us at VIP News at P.O. Box 2067, Evansville, Indiana, 47728.
At the time of this airing, I think it'll be the very beginning of the year, so we'll be having a new issue coming out soon, aren't we?
Yes. And actually, it's already been printed, and I am waiting for opportunity to begin distribution.
Oh, yay! Okay, well, keep an eye out for that. As you probably have noticed by now, I absolutely love a good Ronald Reagan quote, so I want to leave you with some of his wisdom today. America's 40th president said, "If we ever forget that we're one nation under God, then we will be one nation gone under." And once again, President Reagan was right on the money. It is our duty as Americans and God's precious children to fight for the country our founders established. Though our battle seems too great to win at times, the key is and always will be Christ. The more the United States forgets him, the further we drift from our foundation, our solid rock, our cornerstone. Without him, this battle is too great to win. Without the Lord, the fight for freedom is lost completely. But how many times does the Bible tell us to stand firm and fast, to trust in the Lord and his plan for us? Matthew 10:22 says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved." You can do all things through Christ and the strength he provides, including participating in a peaceful protest or talking with your representatives about your concerns for the country or your state, maybe even running for office. So in case you have forgotten who your Father is, here's your reminder. Your Father is the creator of the universe. He sees this nation's direction, and he will provide the strength we need to fight these battles. Big thanks to Steve Airy for joining me this month. It was an absolute pleasure to have someone with great experience and American wisdom give some input on the First Amendment and what we are seeing today. And thank you for tuning in to the American Approach. Join me next month, same time, same channel. State Senator Jim Toms will be joining me to talk all things Second Amendment. It is sure to be an interesting and thought-provoking episode, so you do not want to miss it. This is Honor Bell wishing you a Happy New Year, and as always, keep it constitutional, ladies and gents. The purpose of Citizens for Liberty is to provide methods for the service delivery of educating the citizens of Indiana and our federal republic on the United States Constitution and the Indiana State Constitution, with particular emphasis on re-establishing the understanding of our unalienable rights in the hearts and minds of all citizens. Go to www.citizensforliberty.org. That's www.citizensforliberty.org to learn more about the organization.